Coach Becky Clark, infielder Julie Moss, and pitcher Hannah Campbell. We'll go ahead and begin with the opening statement from Coach Clark and then open it up for questions after that. Coach?
Great. Well, number one, just congratulations to everyone who's here. It's a huge honor to be in postseason and be at regionals. There's some great teams here. I think this is going to be a great bracket. A lot of good softball played here this weekend. So congratulations. And, you know, to our kids, I just want everyone to know how proud of them we are for what they've accomplished this year. It's amazing what these young ladies go through, how hard they work, the job they do in the classroom, the way they represent University of South Alabama and the Sun Belt Conference is first class.
Thank you, Coach. Go ahead and open it up for questions for student athletes or the coach.
Kind of what have you learned over the years about what it takes to win in the postseason? You guys have kind of gone through the growth process with this, I guess, a little bit.
You know, you just have to, I've learned you just have to take it one game at a time. So, you know, play each pitch, pitch by pitch, and then, you know, just going out there and not looking at who you're playing and just going out there and competing and not being overwhelmed by everything. Just, it's another game. So, helps.
Coach, we think there's the strength of this regional, just the amount of talent, I guess, on all four teams.
Yeah, there's a ton of talent. You know, and I can tell you there are no teams in this region that are going to be just happy to be here. You know, there's a lot of pitching in this region, and when you look at the records of the teams that are here, there are teams here who know how to win and know how to win at a high level. So, you know, I think that for sure the competition level is going to be outstanding. We know for ourselves we have our work cut out for us. You know, this is a tough bracket. We look forward to the challenge of it.
Julie, with all this pitching, what are you hitters going to do?
I think the main thing with all the really good pitching is to just stay balanced and remain calm. Christina, our hitting coach, has really taught us to hit any kind of pitching with our swings. It's not geared for just any one type of pitching. So I think as long as we stay true to our preparation, yes. I couldn't think of the word. that will be fun. That we will be fine. Gosh, me too.
You're doing great.
Coach, when you look at the pitching in this regional,
Yep.
as a coach, do you approach things a little differently? Do you think manufacture one run might win this, or do
Yeah.
you just do the same thing you would always do?
No, I mean, I think the big thing, and this is, you know, what I tell our kids, is when you start in the fall, like you are preparing for today, this weekend, what you're going to face in postseason. You know, you shouldn't have to, at this point of the season, change anything. At this point, it's just trust your preparation and compete. And, you know, I think, like, to allude to what Julie was saying, you know, the swings that they've been taught, Christina does a great job with that. She's done my hitting for the past 3 years and does a fantastic job teaching them to be balanced, use the whole field, use a big part of the field, you know, take what a pitcher gives you, not trying to overswing at something. So, you know, I think as long as our hitters stay within themselves, I think they give themselves a chance, and that's what it's about from a hitting standpoint. You go to the plate and have a plan, have an approach, and give yourself a chance. But, you know, I think that overall, you know, our hitters are ready to go. We're ready to compete.
Just being back here, is there a comfort level with this team coming into this park than there maybe would if you guys were going somewhere else?
Well, I think it helps us from just the travel standpoint. I mean, we don't have quite as far to go, and so we're able, like yesterday, to practice on our home field that morning and then drive up. And so from that standpoint, yeah, I mean, we know the area and that kind of thing, so that's always nice. But, you know, we were ready to go wherever we were hoping we would have an opportunity to host. We missed it by the hair of our chinny chin chin. So we were hoping we'd be on our home field. We're not, so after that, we were ready to go wherever the committee decided to send us.
Now, can you talk about from the time you arrived at South, what South Alabama softball was then and what you think it is now? I mean, you guys are ranked regularly, you've hosted that kind of thing.
Yeah, you know, first year coming in, we were just trying to, obviously our goal was to win conference. Making it to postseason would be great. You know, we didn't make it my freshman year. Sophomore year, it was like we went and we lost out to Alabama, but we were happy because, I mean, we won conference. It was the beginning to something great. And the postseason was kind of like cherry on top of the cake. So then we got to last year and we got the chance to host. So that was even better. And we're like, this is the first time we ever hosted. It's just been escalating, you know. And it didn't end the way we wanted it to. So now we're not hosting, but we are happy to be where we're at. So we're ready to, do well in this tournament and go on.
And not to speak for Hannah, but I think Hannah would tell you her goal is to be playing in Oklahoma City. This has been a process leading up to this point, and these two are here. They're seniors. These two are here today, and I asked them to come up here because of what they've done for our program and over the 4 years that they've been here. And to see where it started and where it is right now is phenomenal. And the leadership that these two guys and the work ethic that they've had has contributed to that immensely. And when you're starting a program and you're trying to break through and everyone's trying to see what it looks like, when you first do that and you like she said, you win conference and you get to a regional, there is kind of like, oh wow, like we got there. And we're past that point as a program. I mean, now it's like, we're here to win. Yeah, it's expected. We're here to win, and not just these two, but our entire team. Our goal is to get to Oklahoma City.
For all three of you, what do you know about South Carolina Upstate? What do you expect?
Yeah, I'll address that first. They're a very good team. I think they probably deserve more recognition this year and more publicity than they've gotten. When I started watching them on film and breaking everything down, extremely well coached, very good pitching. They are a very solid team. I don't see a team that's going to beat themselves, like they're going to make you beat them. The games I've watched, they've come from behind to come back and win games. So they know how to win. I know last year was their first time at regionals. This time they know what it looks like. So I don't think they're going to be caught up in any of the big stage. So very, very good team. And I know from my standpoint and the kids' standpoint, we respect what they've done this year, what they've been able to accomplish. We know that we're going to have to compete tomorrow.
I definitely think they're not a team to be overlooked. And I know in past years we've kind of been overlooked, and it's come back to bite the team that's overlooked us. So we definitely don't want to be that team this year, and definitely stay focused on who we're playing.
Yeah, and with them being the number 3 pitching staff in the nation, I know it's going to be it's down to that 1 and 2 line more than likely. So just go out there and do what we do and not worry about that.
Other questions?
Coach, if you had been sitting there 10 years ago, nobody ever would have talked about studying film because
Right.
there weren't any games on TV
Right,
until you got
right.
to the World Series.
Yeah.
How has that changed the game from a coaching perspective, rather than trying to figure it out as you go along, or
Yeah, well-
what your coaching friend told you about
Yeah,
them?
I think technology in general has changed our game tremendously, not just the exposure. But definitely like the film, that's a huge thing because I hadn't seen them play, and so to be able to get online and watch some games, that helps a lot from a preparation standpoint. I know throughout the year I had tracked Upstate, but I had not seen them play, so to be able to do that is huge. I mean, I'm sure they've done the same thing for us and watched all of our games, so it does change the dynamic of it. But that's kind of the cool part is now we don't go into this with a blindfold on, we know what to expect.
Time for a couple more questions for either coach or the players.
We've talked about it being a pitching duel in this region. What is it about y'all's program that makes the pitching staff so spectacular with your pitching coach and all that?
Okay. Hannah,
Is
I'll
that
let
for
you.
the coach or is that for both?
For both. And
Yeah, I'll let Hannah go first. Hannah's the pitcher, so from a pitcher standpoint, Hannah, what's helped us this year?
I think us being a junior and a senior, and then we also have a freshman and another junior. Being an older pitching staff, we have the experience, and the fact that Ferris is right-handed and I'm left-handed. Then you got up and down, so you got 2 completely opposite pitchers. So it's like a dynamic. So you're seeing a completely different pitcher. If someone comes, like say Ferris comes in for me halfway through the game or something, it's not even close to the same thing. So I think that's what helped us.
Yeah, and from my standpoint, I'll build on what she said. There's a big adjustment because none of them are the same. All of our pitchers are very different, give you a different look. I think the success of our pitching staff, there's a couple of reasons. Number one, these guys work their tail off. The work ethic, their summer work ethic, not just in season, but during the summer, during the fall. The mental game that they have, I can tell you Hannah's one of the strongest mental pitchers I've ever coached. Her mental game is phenomenal. She doesn't flinch. If you looked at the ULL game last weekend, bases loaded, nobody out, and she pitches her way out of it, never flinched one time. So the mental part of it I think is huge, their work ethic, and they compete. You get on the mound and compete. I think a little bit of credit goes to Alex Breeden. She does a great job behind the plate. I don't call pitches from the dugout. Alex calls all the pitches, and she's called all pitches for both of them all year long. And I think her competitiveness and knowledge of the game behind the plate, I think, is huge as well.
Time for one more question. If there is one. Anything else? All right, thank you, ladies. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.